me take a time out to say a special good morning to the listeners of Classic Radios, the viewers of GBN TV. Welcome to another edition of To The Point. It's Friday, the 6th day of February 2026. Good morning once again to the listeners and viewers, especially those of you via social media platforms. How's everybody doing? It's National Colors Day today. And those of you who are flaunting the colors of Grenada, yes, sometimes some folks see the colors of the national flag, but I like to refer to it as the national colors of Grenada. Yeah, so good morning to you, and certainly hope that you're having a great morning doing that thus far. Those of you who are wearing it with, of course, with all the love for this beautiful Spice Isle. I wish you all the best for today. Folks, we're going to have an open line edition for To The Point today, which means you have the option of calling in, sharing your views, your concerns as related to issues that you would like to bring to the fore. I beg of you to grab onto that opportunity this morning. There's probably something on your mind that you want to speak about, and it's been like a fawn in you for a wee bit, and you suddenly want to bring that to the fore. Feel free to do that today. 435-2041, 435-2041. That's the number. Let's get the ball rolling. 435-2041. The lines are a go for that this morning. Drivers on our nation's road, as I'll always urge you, drive along with that due care and attention, folks. Don't forget, as you drive along, look out for others. Yes, especially those who may be walking along on the nation's road. Other drivers also, who for some reason or the other may not be driving along for themselves with that due care and attention. Please look out for them also. A slight toot of your horn may, of course, get them back on track. Someone told me that the other day, yeah. But if you toot your horn, will certainly get them back on tracks. But drive along with that due care and attention. So the lines are opened, 435-2041. We should have a lot of the youngsters today with their school who will be doing that little parade or march around, as we refer to, for their schools. I beg of you, if in the vicinity where there are schools doing that, please, of course, drive along with that due care and attention. We do have our first caller. Let's go to the phone line. Caller, you're live. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. I just want to wish all Grenadians a special day today. But my friend Heather Sylvester of Canteen is celebrating her birthday today.
Happy birthday, Heather.
Yes, and her friends, her husband and friends, Paulette, Joan, and myself are going to celebrate with her today. So I want to wish her a happy birthday and God's blessings to all of us.
All right, great. And I certainly will make her feel very, very good today.
Yes.
All right.
God
Thank you so much.
You.
Have
Bye.
a good one yourself. 435-2041. The lines are open via the WhatsApp, also 435-2041. If you prefer that instead of calling in, and you prefer to send a message via the WhatsApp, feel free to do that also. All right, 435-2041. We go back to the phone line. We do have a WhatsApp call. WhatsApp caller, you're live. Good morning. Welcome.
Yes, good morning to you, GT, and to all the people, to everybody enjoying the Independence national dress today. I suppose all the nice colors. I have seen some outfits, and boy, they're outside the box.
I know. Makes you get that little jealous feeling. You should have done it yourself, huh?
I'm telling you, man. Well, my granddaughter painted my toenails with the colors for me.
All right.
Yes, but I am calling because they say in bringing up young people, raising children, they must understand empathy. And empathy is not a replacement for sympathy. Empathy is, if I do what you did to me, to you, would you like it? Yeah? So they must think about that. No, the wind is high. The young men have started flying their kites, but at the homeowner's expense. They never stay around their homes to fly the kites. They would come up where you live in a hill now. The area Mount Hartman at one time was not developed, so it had very little buildings there. Now that it is well developed, it is no longer a kite flying zone. But they're coming and they're flying their kites, GT. The cord stick round the downpipe on my roof. They pull it and they break it.
Oh boy.
GT, I am sad because I'm now looking for somebody. I have to pay a man a day work and I have to buy back the material. and they grab and they gone and they run home and they're smiling to their parents. Their parents not going through what we are going through. They must speak to them because we love them. We don't want that to get between old people and young people.
Understand.
But they must understand that what you do to others, what you don't want done to you, do not do it to others.
You know, this cry, some folks would say this cry is not a new one. And of course, it's been happening for years. And sometimes you wonder if folks ever do care in terms of, folks this particular complaint.
Let me tell you a little joke on the police, GT. The police made a little fuss that they're getting strict on that and this and that and the other. The police passing, they seeing kites, they ain't studying that. But however, one year, they made a little fuss up here in Mount Hartman. I was outside. The police made sure he stopped and tell me hello. I said, officer, it is great to see you up the hill. He said, you would see me more. You would see more of me. GT, up to today, I never see the officer again. You understand?
Man. I always say to them that zero tolerance. Sometimes it's just sad. Used for saying its sake.
Yes.
All right, but I hope you get some.
I just want them to understand.
Yeah.
Do unto others. Do not do unto others what you don't want them to do unto you. Okay.
All right. Thank you. You too. All the best for the day. Caller, you live. Good morning. Welcome.
Yes, good morning, JT. JT, happy independence to you.
Good morning. And it's G, is a G like in Grenada and not a J.
Okay, GT,
yes.
My darling, how can I forget your name? And I would like to say a happy independence to everybody who is independent, believe independent, and flying the colors. On my way this morning, man, the road is beautiful, GT, with the colors. However,
the road has you're saying the road has the colors?
The people on the side that's waiting for bus and so on.
All right.
Beautiful, the colors, the children and all that. Now, GT, I never speak to you regarding that. But it's on 4 years now. Mm-hmm. I'm seeking justice. I was sabotaged by 2 permanent lawyers in Grenada here. Long time the people say corruption is politician and religion, but what has done to me by these 2 lawyers is worse than that. And this is 2 prominent lawyers in Grenada who and will concern.
I will prefer you not use names. You said you could leave it as lawyers. I will be happy by that, but don't go forward with the names, please.
Thank you. So I just want to give you a little heads up of why I'm seeking the world assistance to get justice on the lawyers in Grenada. No, I sued a millionaire in Grenada for defamation of character. The day of the court, the defendant lawyer came up with my lawyer, and the defendant lawyer, with the permission of my lawyer, took me to her office. And she says to me, the judge say that she sent 2 mediators, which I saw the ladies, and you have to settle the matter. If you don't settle the matter and you go back to the court, just a tip I'm giving you, I'm giving you the whole story. And if you don't settle the matter and you go back to the judge, she says she already looked through the file and she will dismiss the case. Now, this conversation was done in the presence of the mediators. Who are they? I don't know them. And have me in a room, massage me and force me out of my, I don't know, you had to be there and to feel what I felt. And up to today, I went to the Supreme Court Justice, to the secretary and fill application forms so that I would see the council, the general council. Up to today, I cannot get a date, an appointment to see the general council. I went to every lawyer I am willing to sell up, give up my property, everything to sue these people. I have all the facts. No lawyers in Grenada is going to take that case because you know why? Lawyers for lawyers. And the woman, the secretary herself, who have to make the date, give you the appointment, you know what? She wouldn't give the appointment because she's a lawyer too. I even went to the Attorney General. I wrote a 4-page letter and I dropped it to her. After she wouldn't give me a response, I went to her in person. Her secretary told me the Attorney General says she doesn't want to see you and she doesn't want to speak to you. I said to her, did you give her the letter that I gave you? Yes. Did she read it? Miss Busy now. I'm in workers meeting. She in the staff meeting. And I had to walk away. I'm calling on anybody who can help me to get justice in Grenada. I'm calling on anybody who knows how to get along with the Caribbean Court of Justice. Anybody who can help me. I even went on ride along. And the thing is, I have the facts. They're not tracing me. Is my calling their names? Because I have the evidence and what I'm saying is every true. So please, anybody out there who knows how I can get along to the Caribbean Court of Justice. Now, is this what lawyers do in Grenada? No, I have 2 children, one in law school and one here, and his Lord is seeking grandchildren. And I kind of regretting. We need justice in Grenada. We're talking about an independent state. Now, they had recently a meeting for attorney generals and so on, talking about justice. Is this justice? GT, thank you for your time. If to you know anybody what can help me, I want the opportunity to come on GBN with my documents and state my facts. I'm begging. I stop asking. I am pleading for justice. Thank you, GT.
Thank you. Have a good morning. Thank you. Have a good morning. 435-2041, 435-2041. We have a message on the WhatsApp saying, good morning, GT, blessed Friday and happy independence to you and the GBN family. And same goes out to you also. Caller, you are live. Good morning. Welcome.
Hey, GT, good morning, sir.
Good morning, my brother. How are you doing?
I'm best living in paradise in any case.
All right,
that's
man, all right.
I wish everybody, nation, happy independence. And everybody come out nice and as usual, Now, in the past time, independent in Gary time and all the Pata NMP time, they used to have a lot of fit for the people who come and visit and thing, or the whole nation people to get a lot of fit. They give a lot of fit. They stop that and thing, NC come in power for the first and they stop that completely and they never continue. We should go to government house and have a good time in government house or stay in the park and give us free food and drinks. Tax class money, not the money is them, but they haven't put themselves in the park. For the private people and the friends, and they no, independence will be in the morning time. 9, 10 o'clock is be morning time independent. They treat you, but they bring out 2 o'clock, 2:30, so they eat your belly full and come, they're not nigga you. So what do you love the nation now? I want them to end up pull all the holes in the road. All the holes in the independent independent, all the tongue full of holes. All about the holes in tongue. In hospital and all, going to hospital and a whole and thing. And what the government again to do, they have some building in the Coroner's Day, the complex. And they're going to rent places for big money, tax class money, and people see in trouble still. Fix the roof of the buildings. Yeah, about 3, 4, they have financial complex, they have this, they have tax, they have all that thing, complex there. If you put the tires and you're working good, get good tires and put and change the one they put in the past, but go back to different galvanized and go back in the mission and save government and save tax class money. Tax class working hard, and the things bad already and we have to pay tax and they're wasting money. Put back all the galvanized back on the building, if not good, if the tires where they ain't working, put good tires, better tires than what they had in the past. Or cover the galvanized, see blast galvanized and go back and work in the buildings. Yeah, you have a blessed day, boss.
You too, brother. Have a good one. Thank you. I appreciate your contribution this morning, as always. 435-2041. We do have another caller. Caller, you are live. Good morning. Welcome. How are you doing this morning? I didn't get that caller connected. My bad. Caller, you're live. Good morning. Welcome.
CD, good morning, man.
Good morning to you, sir.
Independence, happy Colors Day.
Same to you, brother. How you doing?
Man, I'm wonderful. I'm over the moon, man. I'm giving thanks and praise every day for independence, for fathers.
I'm happy that you could get to that particular level, man.
Man, I'm telling you, man. You know, all of us have our challenges, but at the end of the day, I'm just grateful to God first and foremost.
All right.
And, you know, something I want to tell us, I want to advise us on. Remember, as the anthem says, ever conscious of God, we aspire, we build, and we advance as one people. At the end of the day, we have to understand where we come from, what we've been through, the ills of plantocracy, and how Gary fought, you know, to gain that independence, and even people before him. And something I want to admonish us on, or for us as Grenadians to remember, that independence is not just about a day and wearing colors. Independence is not about NNP and NDC. Independence is all about you as an individual, how much and how dedicated we are in being a patriot every single day. You know, independence is all have to do with how you govern, how we govern ourselves, how responsible we have every day, and I'm stressing on the word every day. Because you have, for example, right, HGT, you have folks that don't see it fit to play Grenadian songs. You have people that see it fit to criticize even when they're not supposed to be criticizing. You have people that are not even honest with themselves. They will just degrade just because of politics and not be honest. You have people who don't see Grenada, right? You will have people who would not promote Grenada for their own selfish gain. And we have to see independence, right? Deeper than that. Not just for February 6th and 7th, you wear some colors and then you sing a two song and you think you're all independent. Independence is a lifestyle, is a mindset. First and foremost, to surrender to the Most High God, to thank Him for the land we have. You know, be thankful for the fruits, the rivers, the sun, the sea, and the sun. And to be good with our neighbors. GT, a lot of the time we miss out on that, you know. We miss out on that. You know, and I'm very serious when I say this thing. When I see the level of respect, right? People could love the different political party and the different religion. But when I see the level of the lack of respect, and then we say we're independent. Independent encompasses all those things. We have to respect one another. We have to reverence God first and foremost. Anyhow, GT, have a good day. Happy
you too, my brother. And enjoy the rest of the day and the celebrations to come, man. All the best.
Blessed love, my brother.
All right. Call over via WhatsApp. Good morning. You're live.
Hello, good morning. How are you?
Doing great, sir. How are you this morning?
Yes, okay, I'm good. GT, I have a burning issue. I'm a former employee of the National Water and Sewage Authority. And I want to bring this to arouse the consciousness of the nation. All right? As I retire, you know, there are two trade unions that are representing workers in the National Water and Sewage Authority. Technical and Allied Workers Union, TAU, or Public Workers Union. And what the management and the board of NAWASA did is vulgar and even illegal. They paid one set of retirees that were represented by the Technical and Allied Workers Union. And those that are represented or were represented by the Public Workers Union, they have not paid that type class of retirees. Listen to NAWASA's argument. In the contractual arrangement, which is legitimate, NAWASA affixed its signature, signed and agreed to it. There is a clause known as the equity clause that it clearly states, because there are two unions, right? Whatever benefits employees that are represented by PW, TAU representatives cannot be denied, and vice versa. Then most importantly, the labor code, the supreme labor law of the land, condemns or opposes discrimination. It is discriminatory for you to pay one set of retirees and bluntly refuse to pay the other set of retirees. I wonder, you know why? Because now our assets are patrimony. We own it. It belongs to the government and people of Grenada. And the board and the management cannot be that loose and vulgar and unconscionable and hypocritical and dishonest to pay one class and deny the other class. I wish the Prime Minister is listening this morning. I want to bring it to his attention because based on the information that they have given him, it is flawed. Right? And it is biased. I do believe, I'm not swearing for anybody, but I do not have no reason to believe if he knows everything and has all the facts that his intervention will not change the course. So I'm making an appeal, and this will continue, and we are going to do everything legitimately to ensure that the retirees that are represented or were represented by the Public Workers Union are treated the same way those that were represented by the Technical and Allied Workers Union be paid the retro and be paid the increase on what the contractual agreement has stipulated. Okay, you cannot do that. I mean, where is morality? Where is righteousness? Where is truth? Thanks for listening, my brother.
Appreciate your call, caller, and of course, certainly hope your concerns gets rectified soon. Hey, folks, we due for a break, but before the break, I want to let you know that all retail stores, of course, of Flow will be closed at 12 noon. That will be from today, Friday the 6th of February, with the Grenville store closing at around 11:30 a.m. today, and they will, of course, regular hours will resume on Friday. My apology, on the 9th of February. Yes, on the 9th of February, regular hours will resume. So Flow stores will be closing at 12 noon today, and the Grenville, of course, will be closed from 11:30 a.m. today. All right, so please take note of that. Folks, we due for that break. Let's take it. We come back, we continue the conversation. An open line edition for To The Point. We'll be right back.
Cover your...
Get ready, Grenada. It's St. Paul's Independence Extravaganza, happening Sunday, February 8th from 12 noon at the St. Paul's Community Center. Experience a power-packed cultural explosion featuring Solid the Band, Oasis, Lisa McDonald, Lion Pride Percussion, Carriacou Culture Train String Band, Grenada Corp Band Comancheros, Lyndon Langdon, Cicadas Band, and Conception Dance Theatre. Plus, food, craft exhibition, and art display. Bring the family, bring the crew, and come celebrate independence in true Grenadian style. It's the St. Paul's Independence Extravaganza. You don't want to miss it.
My name is Liselle Walcott. I am a staff nurse at the General Hospital for the past 16 years. At the Infection Control Department, we do surveillance for communicable diseases or hospital-acquired infections. We do outbreak investigations. So any issues we have, we would investigate it, find out the cause, and we would do recommendations and interventions to all relevant departments. Thus far, with Mount Sinai, we are looking at ways of improving hand hygiene. Hand hygiene has been proven to be one of the most important practices you could do to break the chain of infection. Working along with Mount Sinai, I foresee that it would be a very good thing for us. They are looking into the products that we use, the practices that we do. Going forward, we'll be able to achieve a very high level of compliance and safety across the board for everyone.
The countdown is on for the most exciting relay showdown in the nation. The IMA National Relay Meet, headed for Saturday, February 21st, 2026, 3 p.m. at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Come witness speed, relentless competition, and heart-pounding relays that will keep you at the edge of your seats from start to finish. The island's fastest teams will battle for glory, but who will rise to the top and claim the prizes? You have to be there to see live. Admission finish line $50, main stand $30, secondary stand $20, and bleachers $15. Children 12 and under pay $15 for main and secondary stands, and bleachers. Get your tickets. Feel the speed. The IMA National Relay Meet 2026. The ultimate relay experience.
Welcome back to the listeners. Welcome back, viewers. It's To The Point. It's Friday, the 6th day of February. Yes, as one caller say, National Dress Day. Some folks refer to it as National Colors Day. Anyhow you want to refer to it, good morning to you, and certainly hope that you are decked off, as some folks would say, in the national colors of Grenada. We go back to the phone now. We do have our first caller in this segment. Caller, you live. Good morning. Welcome.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Happy National Day, man.
Caller with us. For some reason, you are very, very low. I think I have my levels to the maximum.
Okay. Joe, you hear me now, right?
Go right ahead.
All right. Jay, in the new era right now, right, where we have rare earth, I wonder if anybody, or we have anybody in this country here to test our gravel, or test our stones, or test any material we have here to see if they have any importance to sell, because right now rare earth is the thing right now. If you have rare earth, you're in business. Wonder if we're thinking our longest line, because I remember a couple years ago I saw they were doing an excavation in the site, and I saw this material. When the machine could go down, I saw this material. And I find it was strange. This material looked so, it wasn't gravel. It was this kind of nice little stone, brown in complexion. And it just looked nice under the earth. It looked perfect, packed properly under the earth. And the excavator that time took some of it and they paved the road. They put on the road so they can pass, and they had so much of it and they paved the road with it. But what there was that I was looking at this documentary, and I saw the same material I think I saw. And they call it manganese, something like that. I said to myself, no, look, how
did you mention they called it?
Yeah, well, anyways.
No, you said they call it at a particular, the particular stone that you saw, you said they call it a particular name. What was that?
Yeah, I think it's manganese.
Manganese?
Yeah, I saw it on the documentary in Africa. I saw the same stone. The guys were going on the earth for the same stone. So that's the question I'm asking. Is there any people on here that could test this material so we will know if that material is of importance? Because I'm saying that
that I cannot give you a direct answer for, because I'm not sure myself if there's anyone who.
I'm just showing all this. So if anybody in the authority, who have that kind of skills.
All right. Okay.
And my second point is that though is when we talk about people that are going to take in Grenada here like it's a joke. We're talking about they are skilled people. They come into work, and we're selling it like that. Our Prime Minister, our officials are saying that in their mouth like they are skilled people and they come into work. Jay, we are taking people here that cross the border, or think cross the border, go in America. They have no documents. And there is this gang in America called, I think, Trender Aragua. And to me, Trump say we're getting the worst of the worst. Now, yesterday I was looking at Ian Allen, right? And there was this gang that kidnapped this family. And they want money. And it was the same as Spanish people. The children want to kidnap people, the children are crazy. And when they kidnap you, they ask for the money, you don't give them back the money. You don't give them money. They will send back the family in parts. I'm not saying that. We have a peaceful country here. Why are we taking people here and trying to put it like they're coming to work? If you have 1,000 Spanish people here or different nationalities coming here, you think that they're going to come to work here?
But caller, of course, you can't preempt. That is what we are going to be receiving, eh?
Well, we have to be careful, because if you don't know the background, you don't know where they come out, you don't know what they've been doing before. You don't know
I would say we'll give the authorities the benefit of the doubt when they do decide. Cause there's no definite decision on that as yet. We still jumping the gun, as folks would say.
But Jay, if we don't stand up as a people, the authority don't really care, you know. They're trying to just save themselves. I'm just saying that we as the people have to deal with that for the rest of our life. What I'm saying, if we don't stand up as a people and demand, we don't want these people here.
But we still have to be hopeful that the best decision will be made if the decision is made that for in order to be taking.
You have to stop this, yeah. You can't take 1,000, 2,000 people and drop in Grenada here. You don't know where they come out. They don't know the background. You don't know what they've been doing before. You don't know what is the crime rate. You don't know what until they come to work.
Well, we still have to wait and see what decision will be made. I don't want to expand on the conversation because we just preempting something that it hasn't happened as yet.
The people who have the money right now who live in they have to be careful because when people come here, they'll be looking at them.
All right, man. Thank you once again, man. Appreciate your call. All right. Caller WhatsApp, you're live. Good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about the lady that talked about the lawyer business. JT, you hearing me?
We're hearing you. Go ahead.
I have a problem with that also in terms that I paid a lawyer personally, right? So I could understand her position. Because it's almost 2 years, 3 years now, I paid a lawyer to do something to do with my brother's will. And up to now, I'm calling. He's saying he promising to call me back, and he's not calling me back. So I could identify with what the lady's saying. I think this thing is so frustrating. I'm not saying that you don't want to go with the case, right? But answer the call. You have to know what's happening. And finally, with this all done that GBN had on the thing in Pearls, the people could cook nice. It was done, etc. But JT, I ain't get much of a breadfruit. I don't really want. I'm doing constructive criticism. I'm not blaming GBN. That's a good thing to have, right? But the people, I didn't get much of a breadfruit. You get more fig and blogger, and then when you think it's seafood, you ask for seafood. I get 2 big pieces of a lobster. When I break the lobster, it all inside there. When I ask for wild meat, I only get 1 piece of pig snout. And on top of that, I know you all had a thing about most attractive one and so on and whatnot. But this coloring that all they put in the food, it is not healthy because I get a yellow, the yellow is already too milk. I get a green tomato and I get a yellow and a red. And when I open it, that is how it was inside there. So I know these food colors are banned. So these people must not put these things in this food, JT, because these substances are banned. You can't have these things up just because of and all the creativity and all this kind of thing that GBN advertising. I don't have a problem with that. And let me make it abundantly clear, I'm not against GBN for doing that. Because the people, the oil don't taste very good. Food, I can't complain. But in terms of, you're not getting what you pay for. You pay for seafood, you get 1 piece of, 2 pieces of thing, and when you knock it, it's good. Then you pay for, wild meat, I only get a little piece of pig snout. And then on the whole, but that's just from my experience. Maybe somebody else's experience might be something else, right? Give the people the breadfruit instead of this fig and starfish fig and yam and those kind of things. Yes, you could put that, right? So all I'm saying, it was a good thing. It tastes good. But this food coloring, don't put it in the dumpling. When I cut it red, green, come on, these food colorings are banned from there. And when people pay for something and you advertise something, not GBN again. The people that give you the thing, please do what you say and sell the oil down just as you advertise it. Thank you, my friend. Have a great day.
Have a good one yourself. Appreciate your call. 445-2041. 445-2041. That's a number if you want to go live this morning on an open line edition. Caller, you are live. Good morning and welcome.
Yes, miss.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. In Grenada, we seem to have no recognized standard. Even besides this food thing, different people cook in a different way. What might be appealing to somebody might not be appealing to another. Maybe the smell could be appealing and not the taste. Anyhow, I'll leave you that on the food now. Now, we have people in Grenada that are placed to do certain things. We have firms that seem to be robbing people. I paid for something to be done in my home in connection with TV. I installed it on, let's say, a new TV. I paid how many weeks to get it? They told me they were coming. They did come after some time. The TV didn't pay as long as a snowball, a new TV. I am visiting that company as often as possible. Up about 3 weeks now, I cannot even get one iota of announcement. And this is the problem we have in Grenada. We have to have people to supervise these firms that are agents and who are entitled to put up TV or who have concession. We have to have people, or we must have people to look into how they handle the customers. In fact, if we had enough competition, they would have known what to do. And this is what hurts me in Grenada. Nobody, we have people who tend to seek our interests, but they are not. The government must put people to look into the poor people's interests. This is what I want to say. A lot of things are wrong. I'm not blaming the government. In fact, sometime last night, or a few hours back, I heard a lot of good things have been said about your Uncle Gary and my uncle. In fact, they now praising him. In every one, there is good and bad. And I've already said it many times on the air. Gary has fashioned us. He has made us know, as they would say, I wouldn't say the red word, or the panties. Maybe I do not know what the ladies used to wear long ago. But he has done good. This government is doing good. But they are doing, I can't tell you the bad outweighs the good. But it's time that we make changes. You're giving people work. You say you have contract. You give them contract. If you give them contract, a contract could say the time is supposed to be finished. And if it doesn't finish in that time, I don't know if you could take it from him. It depends on how you frame your contract. But if you see, we are having problem. We are having problem in building roads. We are having problem in constructing water system. Well, something is wrong with us. Either we're too intelligent or we're too stupid. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Have a great morning yourself. Grenada is about to make a catastrophic, irreversible error by agreeing to accept non-Grenadian deportees from the U.S. Yet, I hear no conversation about the issue. I understand how fearful it is to think of saying no to the U.S. So what has happened to all these, I'm assuming these people per se? Also, I'm seeing another, let me get that conversation up again. Prayer Warriors, Grenada is not a threat to the U.S. Please, of course. He was asking that I read the comment. Let's take another caller via the WhatsApp. WhatsApp caller, you're live. Good morning and you're welcome.
Well, good morning, brother. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
Again, I appeal to the powers that be, the media, that have all different sorts of people, whether it be marijuana, whether it be lawyers, whether it be Ministry of Health, whether it be safety and police, come in and speak on issues. We have an industry in Grenada that is bringing in $50 million, that has brought in $50 million in the past, and probably consumption of nearly $20 million worth of food. That food, you don't have to import it from China, Brazil, Australia, the USA, Canada, or even Trinidad. You don't even have to weed and fertilize that food. I'm talking about fish, the fishing industry. Grenada is surrounded by water. The fisherman just have to find the resources, his time, pay for the gasoline and the bait, and even the bait is smaller fishes to go out and fish and bring in revenue. And GBN and the powers that be have not taken the opportunity to allow fishermen to express themselves. What a travesty. What a sad situation in Grenada that you talk about many other things and you didn't talk about that. As a matter of fact, it is now 37 days. And the fishermen are not allowed to export their fish to the major market that is over $50 million for the year. I don't want to divide it in terms of the number of days. But the children who go to primary school and they are at standard 5, they should be able to make a calculation as to how much money we are losing every day. And we're hearing nothing. And apparently nothing is being done by the powers that be. But you know what is even worse than that? You have 3,500 persons that are involved in that sector. You have approximately 70 or more vendors, and I think it's a lot more. I'm just using some official figures, some of which are not even counted. For example, the consumption of fish within the state of Grenada. Nobody could tell us how much fish is consumed, but I estimate it with the value of about $20 million worth. Yes? All of that money stays essentially in Grenada. However, we have people talking about the tourism industry, and it's a great one, and it's a good thing, and it provides a lot of opportunity and employment. That sector brings in what? Probably about $550 million, but almost half of that revenue goes back out. You don't make the towel, you don't make the soap. The Irish potato that they eat, we have to import it. We're not even planting it. So we need to look at what really helps our economy and the fishing industry does. On that score also, we have people being paid by taxpayers to do that job. They receive communication, either by way of email, a letter, or even by people speaking to them from the American Embassy in Grenada. And up to today, we cannot identify those because somehow the Ministry of Agriculture, the Ministry of Trade, who are responsible, is not saying who these people are, whether they be politicians who have been there since 2017 or before, or present politicians. How could you solve your problem when you don't know who is the problem? How could you have change when you're using the same people who helped create a problem? They sat there, collect money, and did not do what they have to do. Expressing to people that, you know what, we don't have enough people to do the work. Well, it says something. If it was important, if people were not prepared, in my opinion, to sabotage the sector in Grenada, then they would have done their work by getting other people to come. Because they transfer people, they move people around. So I'm calling again on everyone involved to do something. Help to mobilize the fishermen. There is an opportunity now. Have training programs to bring them up to HACCP standards so that when you can export, whether it be to Australia or the USA or Canada, if the Ministry of Trade is helping to look for people who import fish, to import fish from Grenada. I don't know if they're doing that, but you know what? They do it for tourism. Tourism, taxpayer dollars is used to promote businesses and entities whose profit just goes straight into their pocket. And there is no problem with that. But you see, nothing being done to help the fishermen at this stage. As a matter of fact, what is being done is to run them from the carnage under the guise of safety. Yes, there are some issues with safety, but there have been boats there who have been packed on the carnage for the last 40 years, and nobody bothered with them. I wonder why. I wonder if because they have a certain type of surname, or they have a certain type of color of eye. Those are realities in Grenada. But we need to wake up and realize that here we have a vital food source. And if boats stop coming in Grenada, these are the people we have to turn to. As a matter of fact, COVID should have taught us a lesson, because during that period we were able to get food easily from the fishermen by going out, although the politicians at the time still wanted to restrict them. We need to wake up. And on two other topics is the question of the legal fraternity in Grenada. Well, there is a body who is supposed to be helping. When you call the necessary people, be it the secretary of that institution, or even the chairman of that institution, they give you a runaround. You cannot even get a list of the lawyers in Grenada who are legally allowed to practice. And that list should be available. You can't get it from the Ministry of Legal Affairs. So how could a person who wants to get a lawyer and hire a lawyer know the professional speciality of that lawyer, when even the body who is responsible is not going to provide you with it, and they give you a runaround. On the last point, I hope the Prime Minister is not continuing to contribute to incompetence by keeping a certain senator in office who was not able to manage a grand program and pushing him upon people who may not want to see him as their representative. Have a blessed day.
Thank you, caller. Thank you for your contribution. Appreciate that a whole lot. Hey, folks, don't forget all floor retail stores will be closed at 12 p.m. That's today. And, of course, that's today, Friday, the 6th of February. And with the Grenville store closing at 11:30 a.m. today. And the regular hours resume on February the 9th. Folks, we drew for a break. Let's take that break. On return, we get into the final segment of today's program. We drew for that break, so we do have to take it. We'll be right back. Don't touch it out.
Do you want to take control of your money instead of money controlling you? Then tune in every Wednesday at 6 p.m. on Classic Radio for our new weekly program, Managing My Money, hosted by Godfrey Augustine with expert insights from chartered accountant and financial specialist Devon Charles. This show breaks down budgeting, saving, debt management, and smart financial planning in a clear, practical way. If you want to make better money decisions and build a stronger financial future, this program is for you. Managing My Money, Wednesdays at 6 p.m. only on Classic Radio.
Do you own an antique, a classic, a custom-built car or motorcycle, or a fully loaded modern car or truck? Come, show off your ride. Register now to be part of Grenada Auto Fest, and you can win part of the grand prize of over $50,000 in cash and prizes. Register online via our social media pages or at www.grenadaautofest.com. Early bird registration has been extended to 31st January 2026, Saturday, March 14th at the Royal St. John's Playing Field. We recognize our partner, Wagity Rentals and Son Company, True Bay Boutique Resort, On the Spot Hardware, and all the companies that sponsored our category prizes. Remember, over $50,000 in cash and prizes to be won. Grenada Auto Fest, Saturday, March 14th, Tantin.
Grenada, the countdown is on for the most exciting relay showdown in the nation. The IMA National Relay Meet, headed for Saturday, February 21st, 2026, 3 p.m. at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Come witness speed, relentless competition, and heart-pounding relays that will keep you at the edge of your seats from start to finish.
Morning, Gigi.
How are you doing this morning?
You know, yesterday I looked at and followed the press conference with the Port Authority and all that goes on with is expected to happen, has happened with the fishermen packing their boats and all the aspects of boat packing, how they operate on the Caranage, which has been a complaint for a whole lot of years. I've heard local people hearing incidents that tourists coming to the country getting injured or mishaps happening on the Caranage based on the tying of the boats on the area of the walkway. And I come to the conclusion, even though I never make a fuss about it, never talk about it on the radio, on radio programs, complaining, as I heard a lot of people that never did. But yesterday in listening, having observed myself at the same time too, for all years, I think it is absolutely justified that it is necessary to right now get rid of the situation, or at least address the situation, even if it might look draconian. Like your last caller, to an extent, is complaining. I have no problem with what is expected to be done. And I think it has been done gently, listening to the Port Authority boss, Mr. Frank Redhead. He's my good friend at the same time, too. And listening to it is very reasonable, I think. So anybody wants to complain about the whole issue, hoping, I want to be in town on Monday to see the reaction if those boat has not been moved up to the weekend, because today is the ultimate day for notice. Monday is a reckoning day for disposal, you might say, or removal. And like they are trying not to come to the conclusion that they are considered to be derelicts to the extent that the Port Authority would have to do disposal of the boats. So I hope, at least today, of reckoning day, that the owners would adhere to the notice that is given. But at the same time, I could understand the complaints that the fishermen, owners, and whoever have relative to the shipping problem that we have with America. But here comes another crunch of the problem. Does America care about us? And in the process, here you have our fishermen, our local people, not having the opportunity because we are banned from exporting our products, fish products to America. On what basis? And how much have the governments in the past and right now, and whether it's in Grenada or throughout the Caribbean especially, have been looking at the disheveled behavior or response, I should say at the same time too, of America towards our situation? How much they care? You know, does America care about us in any way? You might even look back and say, when they came, invade Grenada and rescued us to an extent at the same time too. They invade and rescue. That's how I describe it all the time. Why didn't make Grenada the 54th state? Why America never make Grenada the 54th state? They so care about Grenada? Grenada ever care about the Caribbean? America ever care about the Caribbean? We need to understand this kind of thing. So here the fishermen in that kind of between a rock and a hard place, call on America to help us with that. America should understand our plight. Do their best to help us. Do they care? So the government is placed between a rock and a hard place. The fishermen are placed between a rock and a hard place. Here they are. And taking them out of the coroners is in a way disheveling them to an extent, but it's necessary. So you have what you call it? Besides, there's a, I'm saying a rock and a hard place, but there's another way of putting it. And it's not coming to my mind exactly. We have that problem to solve. Call on America. The government has a good opportunity to call on America and show them the plight of our fishermen. Tell us how to solve it or give us a good solution to it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Appreciate your call. Caller, you're live. Good morning.
Morning, morning, GT and your listeners and viewers. I mean, sometimes I don't know what to say. At this stage, we still saying that United States rescue us when it's been established that they invaded us, regardless of what excuse. And look at what have happened since then. The level of poverty that have increased rather than decreased. And most of the problems that we have economically, I mean, can be alluded to the invasion. The problem with violence, the deterioration in structures, civil structures and so on, communities, organization, and so on. So it's very, really, we still, unfortunately, we still have Thanksgiving for them, which
it's ironic because at the time some of us claimed they were rescuing us. They were supporting the extermination of black South Africans through support of the apartheid regime. They were supporting Baby Doc in Haiti to suppress the people and oppress them. In Chile, and all these places can be considered. I mean, they were doing all kinds of stuff to the black population, crack and cocaine, into the black and brown community. So I don't understand our people because of lack of, ignorance can really have a real impact on us. But my contribution this morning is about the ongoing situation with the possibility of all the islands giving way to the Americans' dictate of cutting whatever relationship they have. Because eventually that will happen. They actually want to weaken the relationships between the island, the countries of the Caribbean and Cuba. And I think I heard a little piece of news that said that somebody in CARICOM said that the government should have negotiated jointly, and it shows that how opportunist these islands are when it comes to looking after their own interests, and also their lack of leadership when it comes to the collective interest of all. Because, for instance, when you check on the Haiti situation should be paramount. Haiti, we should be bowing our knees onto Haiti, because without Haiti, there will be no even independence that we are about to celebrate. So we need to be serious as a region, and you know, if you have to go without food, it is better than you go and.
We may have lost a caller. Caller, you there? We lost the caller there. Apology for that. Hey, folks, it's moving on to already 3.5 minutes after the 10 o'clock hour. I will say a sincere apology for losing that caller there. I'm not sure what really happened. But that's why also we're going to have to take a wrap for today's edition of To The Point. I want to thank all who contributed towards today's edition. Thank you so much. Of course, join us again. That will be next week for another edition of To The Point. That's what we're going to take a wrap for today's edition, folks. All the best. That's what we say goodbye.